those who know themselves, they know their Lord, they're not in total ghafla. They know Allah Azza wa Jalla. What do you mean when عرف نفسه فقد عرف ربه? Those who are not aware of their nafs and its limits and its capacity and its what it can do and what it can do and its incapacities and its limitations and its weakness and its arrogance and its ignorance and its poverty before Allah and all these things, those who don't know that and don't realize that, they will mistakenly rely on their own skills and wit and all that stuff, thinking it gives them. But Allah does. Therefore, they deny Allah's grace on them. And those who rely on their nafs are those who see their nafs. And those who see their nafs and witness it are veiled from Allah. وَلَا يَصِحُّ لِمَحْجُوبٍ سُلُوكٍ فَضْلًا عَنْ وُزُورٍ. Mahjub is not walking to Allah. He's absorbed by himself, by witnessing himself. He can pray for 1,000,000 years, not only 80 years. He can pray and fast and go to Hajj for 1,000,000 years. He's mahjub. All he sees is himself and his worship. At best. At best he sees his worship. Mostly he sees himself. There's absolutely no journey to Allah with that person. So be careful. For that Allah commanded you in the Quran to seek tazkiyah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى. Successful is the one who seeks tazkiyah. This way they know and they realize and they know what to rely on, who to rely on and what to do, who to refer to, who to defer to. But notice, I want to warn you. Allah Azza wa Jalla commanded you to seek tazkiyah, correct? Purification of the heart, right? But forbade you from claiming it. Point, very important point. Let me repeat. Allah Azza wa Jalla commanded you to seek purification of your nafs because you can waste your time and life all you want the way you like. It's yours. He gave you 60, 70, 80, 100 years. He's too generous and too patient. He's not in a rush to hold you accountable. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's not in a rush. Time does not run on him. Time runs up on you. He's not subject to time. Don't waste that 80, 70, 80, 90, 100 years in whichever way you want. Run after the dunya, run after this, run after the creation, run after this. Think that your success in here and there. You have this time limit. Do whatever you want. Run it up the way you like. Successful, Al-Quran Kareem emphasizes, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى. Successful is only the one who seeks purification of their nafs and heart and refinement of their nafs and heart. There's no other way. While he told you you should seek purification of the nafs, what did he subhanahu wa ta'ala forbid you from? Claiming it. How? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى. Right? Another ayah, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا. Right? But what does Allah say? لَا تُزَكُّوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Don't claim tazkiyah. I am Sheikh al-Jinn wal-Bashar wal-people on the Qamar as well. That's one now because now Sheikh al-Islam, what's the next one? Sheikh al-Moon. It was not enough, only Sheikh of all of it is not enough. I need to be the Sheikh of the Jinn and the Bashar and the people on Mars. Well, there's no, whatever makhluk in Mars, I am their Sheikh. Like, okay. Ya miskeen, anta jahil when you know. How about in reality when you don't know? Do we understand each other? You are He subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the ulama of tazkiyah use the word He in a sense, they don't always say Allah, not for any reason, to alert you that if you are musing about Allah the form of absenteeism, he, as if he's not present, you should fudge the gap between he indicating non-presence to he indicating permanent presence. He commanded you to seek tazkiyah, yet forbade you from claiming it. He commanded you to seek ilm, yet forbade you from claiming it. He commanded you to seek perfection, nobility, generosity, chivalry, selflessness, yet forbade you from claiming it.
Like Aflaha and Zakah, the claim comes there. Looks like.
No, successful is the one who seeks tazkiyah according to Allah. Success, if you seek it selflessly for him, you have success. But you can't claim that I am already muzakka, I am already refined. I know. What do you know? One of the signs of relying on one's own deeds, like I said, there is no coercion in the religion. The beauty about Islam is the choice. The choice you make is how you are rewarded, whether it's on a level of thought, words, or action. Choice. No coercion. If I coerce you to do something, you won't get rewarded for it. If you feel pressure to do something, you're not going to get rewarded for it. If it doesn't come from you, one of the signs of relying on your own deeds is the decrease of hope in Allah when you commit a sin. You commit a sin, so you think Allah will not forgive me now, will not help me anymore. My hope in Allah has decreased. You're not supposed to be that way. Why? Allah does not work according to your thinking or what you do. Allah is not reactionary to you and what you do. Allah is too halim, too patient, wise, all-knowing, all-compassionate, all-merciful. The knower of everything. He knows everything. You're getting it wrong here. It's not for you to be punished as much as it is for you to be refined and find your way to Him and to His love. One of the signs of you relying on your own deeds, which is a terrible thing, is that you will decrease hope in Allah when you commit a sin. Am I trying to tell you that then don't worry about committing sins and let that not decrease your hope in Allah? I'm saying let that not decrease your hope in Allah, but I'm not saying do not worry about committing sins. Why? I am telling you is this. Master your good deeds. Perfect them. Yeah, you want to do salah, siyam, zakat, birrul walidain, good to your parents, decent stuff. You have value system, you have nobility, selflessness, graciousness, generosity, chivalry, etc. Great stuff. You are fasting Ramadan, you are doing all this, very nice. Perfect the deed. Your good deeds, perfect them. How do you perfect your good deeds? Tell me. Huh?
Selflessly.
What's the perfect deed?
Consistent.
Adab.
I mean, all of you are correct. Witnessing, doing a good deed is doing a deed like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do. العمل الكامل والعمل السنة. Yeah. In all its dimension, in its dimension of Iman, the dimension of Islam, and the dimension of Ihsan. Was the Sunnah, was Sayyidi wa Mawlaya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam doing his deeds only Islam, or his deeds had all the dimensions, Iman, Islam, and Ihsan?
Oh.
Now, After you've perfected your deeds, so that includes the witnessing, those who said witnessing, this and selflessness, all the following the sunnah, doing it right, knowing the basic rules, all that is correct. But once you've perfected it and submitted it to Allah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. You've submitted the deed to Allah. Number one, you don't think it's perfect. Wait a minute. I just learned, I'm Abu Hanifa. Forget I learned from Abu Hanifa. I am Abu Hanifa himself. And some people do that today. Oh my.
We have 7 minutes.
7 minutes. After you finished your deed and submitted it, you do not think it's perfect, let alone it is accepted. How do you know it's accepted? Does Allah tell you it's accepted? Number one. Number two, you don't believe it's everything. This is only one thing. Number three, you don't believe your righteous deed that's perfect now is the reason you will enter Jannah. Oh, be careful. These are 3 killers on the path. 3 killers on your relationship with Allah. Number one, you've submitted, you've learned how to do salah properly. Yeah? You do it. You do it with Iman, Islam, and Ihsan. So your faith is there. You do the salah as according to the fiqh properly, the mechanics, the rituals. In Ihsan, you observe Allah in it. Yeah? MashaAllah. Tabarakallah. Once you've submitted it, you do not think it's perfect or let alone accepted. What do you usually do after you say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah? You just did a good deed. You just did a good deed. Okay, you say Astaghfirullah. I say Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Akbar, because we have a hadith sahih. Takbir of the Sahaba. Okay, very nice. After that you say Astaghfirullah alayhi. Astaghfirullah. 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 I've done a good deed, but I don't know if Allah accepts it. I don't know if it's actually perfect. I don't know if it's acceptable. Be careful. Because if you say it's accepted, it means Allah told you it's accepted, and Allah is not telling you that. Or did not tell you that. Number two, that this is everything. Because some people, what they do is, I've met some in Chicago, without mentioning names. Salah in the masjid. Almost 5 salah. Has a liquor store. But he says, Sheikh, I wear gloves. Don't touch. I wear the gloves. Astaghfirullah. I go to the salah, I take the Allahu Akbar. That is genuine. I'm not telling you that I'm genuine. I'm doing my salah, isn't that everything? No, that's not everything. Salah is an important thing, but not everything. One good righteous deed doesn't mean it's everything. You need to refine yourself on perfect yourself, become better human beings, better abd of Allah in everything. Number 3, don't ever think this righteous deed that you did that's perfect is the reason for you entering Jannah or receive. I'm using entering Jannah, I'm going to now take it to the next level, or that's the reason you receive the rahmah of Allah. Okay. Look what Allah says in Surah Al-Mu'minun. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I want you to see the awliya of Allah from the Quran lens. From the Quran. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ هُمْ مِنْ خَشْيَةِ رَبِّهِمْ مُشْفِقُونَ. Those whose consciousness of their Lord, their mindfulness of their Lord, their presence with their Lord, makes them always have shafaqah, mercy on themselves. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ بِآيَاتِ رَبِّهِمْ يُؤْمِنُونَ. And those who believe in the signs of their Lord. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ بِرَبِّهِمْ لَا يُشْرِكُونَ. And they never associate witnessing anyone with Allah. وَالَّذِينَ, and here's the point, وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْتُونَ مَا آتَوْا وَقُلُوبُهُمْ وَجِلَةٌ أَنَّهُمْ إِلَىٰ رَبِّهِمْ راجعون. And those, when they do good deeds, they do it perfectly. Allah says, وَقُلُوبُهُمْ وَجِلَةٌ. And their hearts are, وَجِلَةٌ means shaky. Ya Allah, is this worthy of being presented to you? I just did my Ramadan fasting, and it's presented to you. Is it presentable? Is my salah presentable? Is my lecture presentable to you, Ya Allah? Because you can see all the dimensions of it. Is this present? Allah says, وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْتُونَ مَا آتَوْا. And those, the awliya who give when they give, they do what they do. Allah says, وَقُلُوبُهُمْ وَجِلَةٌ. Their hearts are. Why? أَنَّهُمْ إِلَىٰ رَبِّهِمْ راجعون. Because they know at the end they will return to Allah and they will have to see all that stuff from all dimensions before them. Maybe it wasn't presentable at all. But those kinds of people, Allah says, they're keen. It's not beyond them now, but they've done the best they could. Allah says, أُولَٰئِكَ يُسَارِعُونَ فِي الْخَيْرَاتِ وَهُمْ لَا يَسْتَعْجِلُونَ. Those are the ones who are advanced. And those are the ones who will be successful in that sense. Does that make sense to you? What does that mean? When you do a good deed, perfect deed, put it under your own scrutiny and critique. First. I don't want anyone to critique you first, because it's difficult. Critique is difficult. A lot of critique nowadays is destructive. I critique you to destroy you. I hate that. The word hate is too heavy for me to use. I don't like that kind of criticism. It's destructive. But I like constructive criticism. Is constructive criticism going to bruise your ego? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because you're so awesome. I mean, how can you ever do anything wrong? Why would you ever need any refinement and improvement? Your awesomeness is just oozing. We just need to all observe that awesomeness and take lessons of how to become awesome like you, but at the end we can't because we're not you. Allah only created you awesome. I mean, what can I do? But in my own small individual kingdom, I'm also awesome, not like you. So therefore, everyone is awesome individually, and collectively, we're all individually failing to do anything that's awesome. But we have a perception of awesomeness. So, you all are all awesome in your creation. Allah created you awesome. But you need now to scrutinize yourself and your deeds. Put it under your own. What's this salah that I did? I just gave sadaqah to the masjid. I'm fasting. I helped a needy. I helped an orphan. I gave $1,000 to the orphan. After I did, let me scrutinize. Was it selfless before Allah? Or was it shortcut? Was it under peer pressure? Was it me? Was it transactional? Was my heart close to Allah? Did I intend to get through these things? Put it under your own scrutiny. And then, after you put it under your scrutiny, the key to that is what? Take yourself out of it. Selfishness is going to kill you. Please don't listen to these people who are trying to self-deify you. They're trying to make an idol out of you so you can think that what you do and say is always awesome. And you're going to fall terribly if you keep doing that. You are no idol. You have no idols. You believe in no idols. You believe in La ilaha illallah. Muhammadan Rasulullah, who is your role model, whom you need to actually fudge the gaps between you and him, so you become Muhammadi as well in who you are, because you at yourself is not a prophet, but he sent you sallallahu alaihi wasallam the Prophet, so you can actually fudge that gap and finesse those differences and close that gap so you can be Muhammadi. If you refuse to move and improve and become Muhammadi, you will not be Muhammadi. Despite the fact that your creation is awesome and capable. Strip yourself from yourself. Distance yourself from yourself. Fattish. Search for your selflessness in your deeds. This is very important. You did salah. Search for your selflessness. You're kind to your sister. Search. You're kind to your brother. Search. You're kind to the neighbor. Search for selflessness. Ikhlas. And I'm using selflessness, but my ikhlas, right? So it makes you better. So ikhlas is the right word. But I'm trying to translate it. I say sincerity, I don't know if you understand what I mean from sincerity. Search for selflessness in what you do. Is it for Allah or is it for a transactional relationship? Search for selflessness. Fattish an ikhlas. Search for your ikhlas in what you say, what you think, and what you do. Your scrutiny. Yourself. I don't want anyone to hold you accountable. Hold yourself accountable. God. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله والحمد لله رب العالمين.
So inshallah, 1:35 is the prayer there, and now 15 minutes to get ready, make the wudu. So we have washrooms here in the school building, and
Okay guys, I will get back to you after the namaz and break.